I have something here in my kitchen I bet nobody else does. I have a built-in 24-inch griddle right in the countertop. Today, we're gonna make lunch. Okay, starting off, I have this little portable cart here that moves around, and what we're gonna be baking today is gyros. This is a Greek food made of beef and lamb, which I have some slices here that are prepared. I get these from Trader Joe's. And you'll top that with tzatziki sauce, which is a cucumber based, it's kind of like it's a creamy garlic cucumber mayonnaise basically. If anyone ever calls this tzatziki sauce and a gyro, you have my permission to punch them in the face. Now, I'm taking the easy way out. I'm just going to be using some diced seasoning blend, and then I've got just some pita bread. You can get all this from Trader Joe's except for the seasoning blend they sell at Walmart, which I think is great. It's at like $1, and it's just diced. You've got onions, bell peppers, and cilantro in there, parsley. Or no, this one's onions, celery, red peppers, green peppers, parsley flakes. Sometimes they put cilantro, but oh, I guess that's the Mexican version. I used to have a wooden top like this on top of here. I just got this today from, they're called the barbecue guys, and it's just a big metal cover that they make for griddles like this. And ta-da, there it is. This thing is not very well designed here, but I'm just going to set it on the floor until I come up with a better way of doing this. This is a Wells 24-inch drop-in griddle. Now this particular one is really old. It's so old, in fact, that when I called Wells to get a part because I needed a new thermostat knob, they didn't even have a record of this thing. They're like, we don't know what. The one that we've always had is a dual burner version. Now, if you want to know what something like this costs, to give you an idea, to replace this unit when it was broken was going to cost, for the dual burner inset unit, over $4,000 plus installation. I recently had an appliance guy come out here. I had to call a commercial appliance guy to come fix it because this isn't like a regular KitchenAid kind of appliance that, you know, somebody would work on. But it's essentially a big toaster oven, because what you have here is a 1/2-inch thick plate of stainless steel. And then you have, on this particular model, you have a bunch of different little burner elements. I think there's like 5 in here. And they all just connect together like a big toaster oven through this knob. And then there is a thermostat sensor that runs up under there, and it literally mechanically tells this knob to engage or disengage. And it's not a very accurate thermostat, I gotta be honest. That's why whenever you are grilling, whether you're using a Blackstone or one of these, or you work in a restaurant, if you go down to Harbor Freight or Home Depot, you can get a laser thermometer like this that'll give you an accurate temperature, right? Most things you're doing, you're going to want to work around 300 degrees. If you're going to be doing searing, cooking meats, you know, doing steaks like that, you're going to want to go higher. You want to get up there to 450. So some basic things that you need to own when you have a griddle is, I just got this in the mail today because I didn't have one. This is a grill scraper. This thing is razor sharp, by the way, because I cut my finger on it just touching it. But this is a scraper that you'll be scraping the grill with. You're going to want to have some spatulas. Where's my other spatula? Where's my white one? It's over there. This is a big long one that I use for pancakes and things. This is a small scraping unit. Let me come over here and grab my regular spatula. This is your standard spatula. Now, the one I need to go get is the one that I used to use at my restaurant when I had a restaurant, which is a big commercial one. But this one works for most stuff that we're going to be doing. And cleaning the grill is a whole other thing we'll get into later, but when you clean the grill, you use these giant pumice stones called a grill brick. This is what they use in a restaurant. And it's just basically, it's a big pumice stone, and you just scrub the ever-loving heck out of this thing. I cleaned this thing for over an hour yesterday because it was completely black. And I still don't have it completely clean. There's a special cleaning solution that you get that seems to help. And then you always want to have lots of these foil things available for you to use. Oh, and tongs. I'm going to need my tongs. Where are my tongs? Okay, I found the tongs. It's mandatory to do this at least 2 times. sometimes 3. If you want to be sure, make sure they work. Just 2 more. Okay. I didn't want to turn the fan on because it makes a lot of noise, but I'm going to have to turn it on, so it's going to be humming in the background. Maybe you won't hear it. Okay. This is a cool little item. This is a surface grill temperature gauge. I find that these don't work very well because they don't have a lot of weight to them. So like whoever makes these, they need to like add about an ounce of just heavy metal to the bottom of it so that because it's so lightweight that it just doesn't get a good temperature reading. That's why this is so important. These things are not that expensive. Look at this, we're getting up to about 300 degrees in some of these areas. And quite frankly, this thing is in the way. So I bought this thing, and I gotta be honest, it's trash. Don't buy them. They're a waste of time. Just use your laser. All right, I've got 2 kinds of oil that I cook with. I use olive oil and I use avocado oil. I get my olive oil from Costco and Sam's. This is the Kirkland olive oil. I've heard it's some of the best, and I seem to have good results with it, and it's really cheap. So sometimes you want a high temp oil like avocado oil or olive oil, but olive oil just generally works the best. I personally never ever use canola oil or vegetable oil. I just don't. That's up to you. That's one of those big debates that people get into. But so what I want to find here is, you'll notice the different parts of the grill are not always the same temperature. It's 350 right over in that corner. You know, the corners seem to get hotter. Like over in this corner, it's like 270. The middles. So I know that this is my hotter area. Put a little oil down, and I'm just going to drop some of my onions. Way too much. That's okay. Rather have more than less. So you can imagine being in New York, which some of you maybe are, walking around and they're street vendors, and they have these kind of grills just on the side of the sidewalk, and they're out there cooking, you know, right out there on gas. This is electric, but the cool thing is it's right here in my house. So if you're a heavy duty baller, this is the gyro meat, which is lamb and beef. All right, so let's say you want to have one of these in your house, because you've probably never been in a house and seen one of these. If you wanted to buy pretty much the same unit I have, as I mentioned, you're looking at $5 grand. By the time you buy this thing, have it shipped, have somebody install it, cut a hole in the countertop. You need to have a really, really good vent hood, which I don't have. It just does not suffice. Something I've ordered that I haven't got yet is I'm getting a custom splatter guard here because it makes a huge mess. If you're trying to do burgers, bacon, splattery stuff, it makes a mess everywhere. This is way better suited for low 300 degree and lower temp stuff, where, matter of fact, let me turn this down. The lower temp stuff, pancakes and eggs, that kind of thing. Doing bacon on this thing, it just makes a mess. So I'm gonna have this 12-inch tall thing that's gonna fold up. It's gonna go here to help cover the splatter guard, and then I can just wipe it down, put it in the drawer. This kind of stuff cooks really quickly. Now what I want to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit with this pita bread. I'm going to stick it in my microwave for 30 seconds because it was in the refrigerator. And it only takes a second to cook this stuff. I mean, really, these onions are already done. And as much oil as I put on them, they're already dry. The oil burns off really quickly. All right, now watch what I do with these. I'm going to stack them up. And I should have had my bread ready already, because I'm going to grill the bread. And I should have turned the grill off a lot earlier, because here's the thing. Once it gets hot, it stays hot for a long time. We're gonna put some of this olive oil on this bread. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know you guys are going, oh my God, it's so much oil. But that's really the essence of this kind of cooking. It's just oil. Now I do try to dab it off a bit. You know, like I'm gonna put this napkin down when I put this down. Ah, you see that? That's what you want. When you see this thing puff up, that's when you know it's ready. Now granted, this is already cooked bread, okay? We're gonna do this right here on the grill. All right, there's no cheese on a gyro. You probably could put, well, I take that back. You could put a feta on there, but typically they don't even bother putting the cheese on there. And that's all there is to it, right? This only took 2 seconds, really. And now, while this thing is cooling off, that's when you take the opportunity to clean your grill. All right. Now you can use your spatula, but that's what this little scraper is for. Okay, we're just gonna put all these. I'm gonna keep that one for just a second. I'll show you why. And it will just lift everything off the grill. Look at that. Be careful not to get a steam burn. There's an art to this. I've been doing this a long time. You know, I started my career off working at Jack in the Box back many years ago. And then I used to own my own restaurant where I slaved on top of one of these grills all day long, like 12 hours a day, all day in front of one as long as this counter. It was like a 6-foot grill that I cooked on. And I did that all day long. All right. Really, you need to use your tongs for this. You get yourself a napkin, put it in the tongs, wipe it down. It's already pretty clean. Then put you down some oil. Now the guys that do the seasoning on the Blackstone griddles, they do this completely different. They will oil the grill, turn it up to as high as it'll go, and they want to black the grill to season it like a skillet. But for this type of griddle, you're doing something different. So I know there's people out there that will say, oh no, you want it black, you want to black it like your skillet. But for these, it's a little bit different. And really, I want to get it a lot cleaner than that, which we're going to do. That'll be a different video. The reason I wanted this particular metal cover is because the wooden block that we had, you couldn't put the metal block on there while it was hot, obviously. So, I can put this big metal grill cover here, and while it's hot, just don't touch it. All right, we've got some tzatziki sauce. This is more of a dip, but it's extra thick. It's actually got cucumber pieces in it, which is kind of awesome. So glop that on there. Trader Joe's, that's what I'm saying. All right. Lemonade. Like cool, refreshing drink. We're going to win this race. All right, here we go. Look at it dripping. Look at oil coming out of this thing. Really? Okay. Oh, it's good. The pita is so crispy. It's supposed to drip. If it didn't, it'd be dry. Hot. Just imagine making Philly cheesesteaks on there. Maybe I'll do a video. If this video gets a lot of likes, and you guys like these cooking segments, I'll show you the other stuff I do. We used to do a Philly cheesesteak at my restaurant. Shaved ribeye over minced garlic over olive oil with provolone. Oh my God, it was a huge seller. All right. I think you've had enough. I just thought I'd try something new. People are always interested in what my life is like here in Vegas. When I was designing the house that I wanted to build, it was going to have a commercial kitchen with one of these in it. When I came and looked at this house, and I saw that was in the counter, I said, sold. Right here in this kitchen, I said to the guy, I'll take it. I'll take the house. I'll pay your asking price right now. He said, no negotiation? Nope, I'll pay right now. Sign the papers. I want the house today. I'll take it today. And that was that. I love this thing. Keep watching, guys. More to come. Opa! Malacas.